Hello, I'm David Phillips, and I'd like to welcome you to Mind Games. Okay, cut the evil laugh and let's get to it. The Mind Games series is a series of what are essentially imagination games, also known as suggestibility effects. They allow you to demonstrate just how powerful your imagination is. Now, the trick to this series is to follow my instructions exactly. If you follow the instructions exactly, and when I ask you to imagine something or to do something in the instructions and the videos ahead, just allow your mind to imagine as if it's really real. Remember when you were a child and you could play a game of pretend so well it felt as if it was real? That's what we're looking for here. It's a fun series. Let's find out how experiential your imagination is, and let's get to it. Okay, this mind game is called Ideomotor Action, and for it you're going to need a pendulum. Now, I have some very nice, incredibly expensive, cheap plastic mass manufactured DIY pendulums. I get these in bulk because that's what I do. I also have some really nice crystal ones in various designs. You can use a pull for a chandelier or a toilet tank bobber, or you can get your cell phone and that little string on the end of it, or use your keys, or use a puppy. I don't recommend a puppy. They tend to kick around a lot. Please don't use a puppy. Use a pendulum, which is just a weighted object on a string. Now, what I'd like you to do, either your right or left hand, it doesn't matter. I just want you to hold that pendulum. Press pause until you get your pendulum. And once you've got your pendulum, press play again, okay? Okay. You're back, I assume. So hold your pendulum up. It doesn't matter what grip you use. I tend to use a grip like this, but I can do it like this, or actually I can do it like this, or off interesting little body parts, but however you want to hold it. I tend to loop it over the fingers, but if you want to do it, hold it another way, it's okay. You can do it like this if you like, but string's a little bit long for this, so I'm going to shorten it. Just going to hold it here. Now hold the pendulum in front of you and make sure there's no breeze in the room, and just let it sit there. And what I want you to do is simply imagine the pendulum moving. Now I'm going to imagine my pendulum moving back and forth. Now you can see my pendulum is indeed moving back and forth, and much more than it was. Now I want to clarify that I'm thinking of the pendulum moving. I'm going to go ahead and think of it moving in a different direction now. Let's change directions so it's going forward and backward. I don't know how well you can see that on the TV, but it's going forward and backward now. All right. Now I'm going to make think of my pendulum going in a big circle. There we go. Big circle, big circle. Now, I've been doing this a long time, so mine is pretty responsive. I want to point out that I'm not actually forcing it to do it by shaking my hand consciously, but I am moving it. Some folks use pendulums in this way to speak to spirits or ghosts or aliens. You can do that if you like. If you want to reinforce your own delusions, that's your business. But actually, what's happening is my unconscious mind is moving muscles in my hand that I'm not normally consciously aware of moving. And so it seems as if the pendulum is moving by itself. Now, what I'd like you to do is just to practice moving your pendulum, thinking of it going one direction, speed it up, and then change your directions. And go ahead and do that. All right. And play with your pendulum. Now, some of you are able to just pick that sucker up, and the first time you do it, it's like, okay, dude, whip that sucker around. Big arc, big movement. You can do better than that. Come on, do it, do it, do it, do it. And my unconscious does it because I've been doing this since I was a kid. Yes, I was a strange child, and I grew up into a relatively normal, very strange person. But some of you are naturally, your imagination allows you to control your unconscious mind in ways that allows it to do this. Those of you familiar with experiential trance work or experiential imagination or somnambulism, if you prefer a complicated term, are aware of this. Okay? Now, some of you, your pendulum doesn't move much at all. It's like, it's not moving, it's not doing anything. And that's because, well, you need to work on your experiential imagination. Practice, 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 and go for it. Okay? Okay, welcome back. I hope that you found that a useful and fun experience. Go back and watch the video again, and practice makes perfect. Remember, your experiential imagination is both a skill and an attribute. Some of us are just born better at something, and others just need to practice a bit to get up to skill speed. And we all improve through practice, as long as you have focused your imagination. And remember that key: experience it, imagine as if it's really happening, and really feel it. Okay? Head on over to my web pages at www.briandavidphillips.com and check out all the goodies there. Lots and lots of free videos, audios, tons of free stuff, as well as products you can purchase. In fact, all of these mind games can be found on my core skills hypnosis set and other products on my site, and lots of other really cool stuff. So check it out. Like us on Facebook, share us on Facebook, be sure to click subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you another time. Until next time, this is Brian David Phillips saying, live trance and prosper. Bye-bye.